on our teachers who are busy with early childhood education. But interestingly, I must point out, before I conclude with that, our teachers have grown a considerable interest in pursuing early childhood related training in colleges of education and teacher training education universities. The past narrative hitherto had been that we lacked sufficient numbers of teachers with specialization in early childhood education, particularly deployed to the first 2 years. And so in most schools in the past, you would find people who did not have the specialization in early childhood deployed to KG. Sometimes it was even a sort of a sanctioned intervention that when something happens, then you have to recruit it. But early childhood in this era, teaching in early childhood grades is no longer a punishment. It's rather a prestige and very rewarding. And we are continually making it attractive. And so the enrollment in early childhood related programs in our colleges of education have skyrocketed in the past few years. And so this gives us a lot of courage to deploy these resources. But whilst a lot of investment have gone into the teacher training and the specialization and advocacy, we also want to we don't want to leave the parents out. And so a very considerable part of this package we are launching today will tackle and focus on parental and community engagement to drive the whole community along on the journey that we're going. So parents will realize their roles, community members will be empowered to support the development of the young people beginning his academic or her academic journey. So in all of this, we thank you all stakeholders and partners who have joined forces and hands with us over the years and have earned Ghana the enviable and reputed position not only in Africa but the world as a country that stands for the promotion of early childhood education. Indeed, we launched the early childhood education policy with strong support from UNICEF. But Minister remarked that this policy must not be one that will be on the shelves gathering dust like the narrative of most African policies. And so we thank GES driving this implementation. Early childhood policy framework has not been one that has gathered dust at all. It is one that has actively metamorphosed into many actions that is revolutionizing our early childhood education. And anytime that we've had a course to make a presentation of the strides we've made in Ghana at international forum, we have received standing ovation. So it is a collective achievement that all of you here gathered here, the few who are not able to join, all must be proud of. But there's much more for us to do. So let us continue to combine our efforts and our interventions, our resources, to do more for the early child and for the Koju and the Abna and the Afi who have a bright future ahead of them, looking up to us to give them that guidance. I thank you very much. So at this point, I will invite our dignitaries to join me whilst our most dignified dignitaries, the young ones, the future leaders and the teachers will also join us to launch the early childhood INSET package.
Go for it. Yeah.
together with the chairman of the occasion, Professor Dufos Alamon Benson, Director General of GES, Dr. Council, the chairman of GES Council, the deputy country director of INSET, and country directors of all our partner NGOs. We, in the name of God, the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit, declare the early childhood education INSET package to be launched. And together with our distinguished guests. Thank you, everyone. Thank you very much. So we are most grateful. Can we all please take our seats? Can we all please take our seats?
You let me show that. Send me high.
Thank you, everyone. Can we all please take our seats? For us to continue. Thank you very much. Please be informed that the Honorable Deputy Minister has an equally important assignment that he has to undertake. So along the way, he will be excusing us to anybody who for that program. And on the lighter note, one of the journalists approached me and was asking me, can I get a copy of the Honorable Deputy Minister's speech? I'm like, you don't know my minister. He always speaks external. And then Cassandra says she's an ardent admirer of your extempo skills and that she wants to learn more. Give it up for the Honorable Minister. There's one thing about him. He doesn't read from scripts. Thank you very much, Honorable Deputy Minister. We are most grateful that you made time to be with us. So we'll take a short presentation from the school girls over to give their let's go.
Is there a way to share? Is there a way to share?
Supposed to continue. May I now please invite the Deputy Country Rep for UNICEF to give us his remarks. Let's see with a round of applause. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you very much, everybody. I thought it was going to be hard enough to follow up the Honourable Deputy Minister, but to follow up the kids, I think it's going to be even worse. So as day turns to night, you have a little bit of a reversion back to scripted remarks, so my apologies in advance. Let me acknowledge the Honourable Deputy Minister CDs, also the Chairman, of course, Professor Anamwa Mensah, the GES Council Chair, Mr. Michael Soa, the Director General of GES, Mr. Eric Kansa, the Director of Schools and Instructions, Mr. Prince Hajiman Dua, Director for the ECE unit and other directors present here, and of course our strategic partners in the room, including the Country Director for Right to Play, the Executive Director for Safer Education, and the team from Innovation for Poverty Action. I think with that I will say all protocols are observed. And good morning again. So I'm really delighted to be here to participate in this morning's launch of the National Comprehensive Early Childhood Education Training Package, the INSET package, a tool that we believe will help to strengthen further the quality of teaching for our young learners, and one which contains approaches that can really help bridge gaps in learning outcomes across the country. I would like to thank the Ministry of Education and the Ghana Education Service for their leadership and commitment in developing this very important resource, which reflects key and ongoing efforts to respond to the needs of the education workforce, particularly at pre-primary level. We are confident that the training package itself will help to improve the quality of training to enable better learning outcomes in children. Friends, the quality of teaching is a key determinant of the level of learning outcomes you can achieve. And the way in which a lesson is delivered can be highly dependent on the teaching practices, but also classroom management, but particularly the relationship between the educator and the learner. To be more effective, teachers need to be equipped to understand both the content of the lessons they teach and the learners they are teaching. And if a kindergarten teacher has a greater understanding of the lesson content of the learners in front of her, the classroom activities we believe can be made more engaging and exciting, including by delivering lessons through games and play. This modality is a better fit for the brain development of young learners and has proven to be highly effective across diverse backgrounds. I think this has all been said, so I don't need to elaborate. I think there's a great understanding in the room for the value of what is being done. In launching this package here, we take a further step towards Ghana with a very strong education system that's fit for the challenges of this century, and particularly for this country as a leader and as an example bearer for many others in sub-Saharan Africa. Guests, let me just say a few words about our collaboration with GES and with the ministry itself. Since the early 1990s, even before kindergarten became part of basic education, UNICEF has partnered with the Ministry of Education and the Ghana Education Service to strengthen the delivery of foundational learning. UNICEF has offered both technical and financial support to various initiatives to improve learning outcomes for girls and boys across Ghana. These include capacity building for kindergarten teachers, supporting the national campaign on right age enrollment, supporting My First Day at School campaigns of health screening activities reaching over 200,000 children with basic school supplies even over the last 6 years, encouraging their families to keep them in school. UNICEF has also supported digitization of resource materials, supporting the development of about 550 supplementary readers for children in the early grades, KG1 to primary 3, and making them more accessible. We have also supported the development of family and community engagement guidelines and of manual standards and frameworks and others that we are proud to work in collaboration with you. This morning, UNICEF reaffirms our commitment to collaborate with the government and other stakeholders to continue to strengthen the early childhood education sector. Together, we believe we can advance the early childhood education agenda, create opportunities, and improve the learning experience of all the children at kindergarten age, particularly the most vulnerable ones, those in poor households across Ghana, in underserved rural communities, and those with special education needs and disabilities. Thank you very much for being here today. Congratulations to everybody.
Thank you very much, Say. Let's give it up for him one more time. So next up, we receive some remarks from the partners, and to begin is Saber Education. If their rep is here, he or she should kindly come up stage. Let's receive with a round of applause.
This was what I loved about kindergarten. We love to imitate. So, Prof. Chair, for the sake of time, if you allow me to stand on the protocol already established. It gives me great pleasure to see today come to life. But today is only the beginning. As the Director General has said, as the Deputy Minister has said, the long journey is getting all of us to make sure that this INSET package is utilized to train all kindergarten teachers across the country. Civil education is an early child education. Our work is divided into three broad thematic areas: supporting policy development, training providers in early childhood education, and just as the Deputy Minister said, we are already looking into how we can support and extend this training to private providers. And also transforming the learning environment so that it is safe and exciting for children. Ghana, as has already been said, is a leader in ECE in the sub-region, having made 2 years KG education compulsory and free in public schools. And we believe that policy marked the beginning of national scaling of early childhood education in the country. Since its operation in Ghana, civil education has been part of GES Early Childhood Education Unit's journey from 2008. During the development of the operational plan, to the development of the standard-based KG curriculum, and the development of the ECE policy, GES in multiple districts to deliver the KG curriculum through training teachers and management. And we are doing this in Eastern region, we did it in the past in Western region, and are currently in Central region. We've so far trained 2,286 in service, that is practicing teachers in play-based learning and positive classroom management. We've also trained 113 student teachers on placements in play-based kindergarten classrooms